Hello, my front-end friends. I recently came across this fun animation in the motion examples, and I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. And I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to see if I could recreate it. And so I looked quickly at how they did it, and it makes sense how they did it, because they just basically, in each one of their list items here, they have the text, and then they have the text again. And they just have an overflow there, so it moves on up, and then the other text that's underneath moves up into the frame. And that makes sense, and even on the second duplicate text, they put an area hidden of true, which is exactly what you would want to do like this, just so something like a screen reader won't get the text twice. And after seeing this, I wanted to recreate it, but I wanted to know if I could do this without having to duplicate the text twice, because if you're using something like React like they're doing here, or if you're just using a JavaScript framework in general, you could just create a component and have the text as a prop, and then you don't have to duplicate the text, and it's not a big deal. But I like writing vanilla HTML and all of that, so I wanted to see if I could do it, and I figured out a way. If you want to see my final solution, jump to this timestamp right here. It'll also be in a chapter to quickly get to it, because I want to bring you on my journey of how I figured it out, because there's a few things that are really interesting to learn along the way on my failed attempts. So we jump over here to VS Code, and this is my first attempt, which you're gonna say, Kevin, that's perfect. It looks great. And it does look really good, but there's a really big problem with this version of it. But really fast, my HTML for all my attempts stayed the same. So you can see I just have a UL here that I set up with a quick flip class on each one of the list items. I could have done this on the UL too and just did different selectors, and it doesn't even have to be with LIs. It could be spans or other things in here, so it doesn't have to be with links. It would work no matter what. And then for each one of these, I just have the text inside, and I did use an area hidden of true on each one of the numbers, just because it's already a list. It seems redundant to have the numbers there, especially when it's a UL, which something like this probably would be. So I just felt like hiding the numbers from screen readers and stuff would make sense, because it would just be, it's decorative, right? We're just putting it there for prettiness. So let's see how I did this, because it is working, obviously, where I actually used animations to do it. And if you know about animations, you might already know what the problem with this one is, but we'll get to that in a second. But basically, I have an overflow of clips. So let's actually turn that overflow off and put this on right here. And let's slow this down so we can actually see what's happening. So we'll do 2 seconds there. Probably should have used a custom property for my timing, but that's okay. So basically it slides up, then it's going to jump down and then move back in. And that's the general idea of how I figured we'd be able to do this if we were doing it without duplicating the text. And so just my forwards means we're moving up, and then when it gets to up to 49%, and then it instantly jumps all the way back down. So it instantly jumps to that bottom part here, and then it transitions back to that 0, and my backwards is the opposite. It just goes down and then instantly goes to the top and then slides back that way. And overall, I think it actually does work pretty well. Right now, not so much, but when we have the faster timing on there, because you wouldn't want this that slow timing anyway, this might even be a little bit too slow. But when we put the clip back on and we turn off the red border that we had there, it more or less gives us that feeling of what the effect was before. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how that's working. The problem is if I refresh my page, when the page loads, the animation runs. The joy of CSS animations when they're on something and having to have them in their default state here. So this does not work. And you'll also notice this display block I have here. This is very important. We'll explore why. Actually, I'll just turn this off and let this run, and you'll see nothing's actually happening. I was going to save this for later, but we can talk about it now. So if it's a span or a link or anything else that you're trying to do this animation on, if it's an inline element like spans and links are, transforms do not work on inline elements. And I always forget this one. Luckily now that I know it, I remember when things aren't working. But if you want to translate or do something like that with a transform on a inline element, it will not work. So display block on here just to make sure that they're working. So that one went out the window. So let's come and delete all of this. And there we go. Now, what we want to do is we obviously need to keep that display block on there, because I am going to use something else. But this time, this idea came from Tamani Afif. So thank you, Tamani, for this one. And I think in some situations we could definitely use this one, but there is a bit of a drawback to it as well, and we'll see what it is. There's 2 deal breakers in terms of it in this specific situation, which is to use a text shadow. And this is kind of interesting. Let's turn off my overflow actually, and I'm just going to put one element here just so it doesn't get confusing with a whole bunch of overlapping stuff. So we just have our home that's right there. And if you do a text shadow, you could do 0, we'll do -1 LH, I think is what we want. So actually, I had the LH there before. If you haven't seen that, it's your line height. So it matches the line height of your the size of your line height, which is really useful for these types of effects. Let's do a 0 blur, and let's just say red so we can actually see it. And actually this one should be 1 LH because I want it to be underneath. And then when we do our hover or focus, what we can do is do that translate that we were doing before and just say that it goes up to -1 LH. And now when I want to 0 -1 LH, there we go. And you can see it's flipping spots. So then I can just say this is a transition of, let's just say 1 second for now, just so we have something on there. And then we can see the whole thing slides up and down. And then if we turn my overflow clip on, and now we go take a look at it, it does exactly what we want it to do, and it looks pretty good. And then you could just come in and switch your red here for the color of your text. And my initial thing, and this was one of the things that didn't work, is I was putting the same as my text color, but then the whole thing wasn't working. So my color of the 01 wasn't matching. And this was one of my 2 deal breakers. But as I was recording this, I thought about, what if I used current color? And current color will actually give us exactly what we want there. So this solution might be ideal and might be what you want to do. It's probably the easiest one. Again, you do need the display block here because it won't work without it. The one drawback for it is when we've done this, oh, I just realized 2 drawbacks. One of them is when I do it, I can't click on this at all because my link is actually moved off. And this is a link in this case, so I'd actually need a span in my link and I'd have to be moving that. I didn't realize that till now. But the other thing is my text isn't selectable. So if I come in and I select it, it is selecting the text. So my text, I guess, is selectable, but it doesn't look like it's selected until I've moved off. Now, links like this, you probably wouldn't be selecting anyway, because why would you want to copy paste a link to the home, like the home text? But it's semi-selectable, but not really. And it's just kind of a little awkward workaround. But I think for this type of thing, and again, if we speed this up a little bit, let's go back to like, I don't know, maybe it's a 0.35. We'll try 325 seconds instead, just to get it a little bit snappier. I think that works really well. It looks really nice. So in the right situation, again, we'd have to modify this a little bit to probably have an extra span on there with the link so we could still click on the text. But you could definitely get this to work, and you might be super happy with this solution. So if that's the case, then that's great. And I think it's a nice, very simple approach you could take. But that selectable text thing was driving me nuts, and I hadn't thought of using current color, so that was also bothering me. But current color solves that problem at least. So what was the final solution? Well, I had to think about it a little bit, but my main idea was how can I recreate that idea that we had before with the animation, where when it was halfway up, I could instantly move it down and have it slide back in. And at first I thought I wouldn't be able to do that with a transition because you can't put keyframes in a transition and there's no way of having different translates. Wait, there is a way of having different translates. And this is actually something that I learned from doing a spinny circle thing as a CSS riddle that Amachine had given me. And I remembered, I'm like, wait, and that's basically the exact thought process I had. I can do 2 translates on something. And that's because translate, as you can see here, is its own property now. And because it's its own property, you can do translates and transforms translates, and they're 2 separate things. To show you what I mean there, let's come here and do a transform. And we're going to say this is my translate this way, and we're just going to do a translate on the Y. And let's say this one is 1 LH going this way. And if I do that, it's just not going to move, right? Let's put our red border on there again, just so we can see it, and take off our text shadow because we don't need that anymore. And it's not moving, so let's maybe make this one 2, just to see now we're doing a translate of -1 plus a 2, which is going to finish in having a 1. So you can see it's just moving down by 1 now. Okay, what's the point, Kevin? Okay, let's get to it. We're going to do a transition of my translate here. And so now my translate is transitioning, but my transform is not transitioning, which means it's jumping around because this one is instantly jumping and then this one is doing the transition. That means I can also do a transform here, and let's just make this like 2 seconds. And this is probably going to look really weird. Or did I break everything? Oh, you need a comma separating them. There we go. And now you get this weird thing going on where the 2 of them are happening independent of one another, even though they're both sort of doing the same thing, which is kind of weird. And where the real magic happens here is you want both of these numbers to be the same. And I want this one to happen. So we're going to move up. So let's turn this one off for a second. So I want this to happen where it moves up. But then when it's halfway there, I want to instantly jump to the bottom and then finish that off. So we can do that. I'm just going to make this, for simplicity's sake, we'll make this 1 second. And let's turn this one back on. And I'm not going to have this one as 2 seconds. I'm actually saying it's going to be 0 milliseconds long and 0.5 second delay. And so this isn't really transitioning anymore. We're just delaying it from happening because I'm putting my timing on this is at 0 milliseconds. Really important here also, you cannot do 0 here. So usually in CSS, 0 is 0. If it's a timing function, this will just, you can see nothing's happening, it's broken. You need to have a unit on there. So it could be 0 seconds. I don't know why I'm putting milliseconds, same thing. So 0 seconds there. And now watch this, it slides up and then it goes down. Now there's a bit of a problem, as you can see right now, is when it's all happening. If we actually, we'll see it much more if I switch these around. It slides up. Actually, it doesn't look as bad as I thought, but it's definitely like when it switches isn't the right time, and it's just because of the way the default timing function works, which I think is just an ease. So one thing we could do is switch the timing function to be an ease in out, or you could come in with something like easing wizard where there's these pre-built ones. So the main thing is we don't want an in or an out type of one, because we want to make sure that the switch is happening, because right now my switch is happening halfway through the animation. So I want to make sure that switch happens when the actual animation is also 50% of the way through. Like right now at 50%, we're like 70% of the way animated on my translate. So as long as you're using some sort of in out or out in, either one of these will work, then you should be fine, because the 50% point is still at the 50% point. So we can go in, I like the cubic one, but you can try different ones here. You could probably even get away with maybe, I'm not sure if we could do any of these ones or not. This wouldn't work. I'm thinking a wiggle that lines up in the middle could potentially work as well. Using Wizard's awesome. I will link it in the description. But let's go and grab this one that's right here. And here I'm just going to come and do a transition timing function and paste in this one that we just got from there. And now if we look at it, doesn't that look better? It's a little bit too slow, but it looks really nice. And because it's too slow, I'm going to update the timing, but it's kind of annoying to have to update both of these numbers. So here on the quick flip, because this would be sort of where I'm controlling everything from anyway, I'm going to come here and let's say that my quick flip duration, and you don't have to name it this, I just find locally scope custom properties, I've started doing this a lot more, just so you don't accidentally run in, if you just called it duration, but then you had another element that had a duration and then something's nested in something else, you can run into potential conflicts. So my quick flip duration, let's say that this is going to be a 0.325 seconds to make it nice and snappy. Then that means here we'd come in and say var and bring in my quick flip duration for the name. And then this one, I would say that it's a calc of my var quick flip duration divided by 2, because for this to work, as long as the delay here is always at the 50% point, so we're always dividing by 2, it will be perfect. So if we come and take a look now, it will be nice and snappy, and it looks really good. And if I make this really long for some reason, it will still, it's going to take a while to get started there, but you can see it's still working perfectly fine. And that makes me really happy. I also think it's a little bit safer than the animation one that I used originally, just because like if you start doing something where you're hovering on and off, we'll make this maybe 0.5 for now. You know, if you're halfway through it, will like go back. It just continues off like where it was, which just feels a little bit more natural as well. I think with the animations, that could potentially cause a little bit of jank at the same time. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good in the end. I hope that you enjoyed that, learned a few interesting things along the way, and I think we recreated the effect pretty well without having to have any duplicate text and having our link that's easily there and everything else. So let me know which solution you like the best down in the description, or if you learned anything new. And with that, I would really like to thank my enablers of awesome, Andrew, Simon, and Tim, as well as all my other patrons and channel members for their monthly support. And of course, until next time, don't forget to make your corner of the internet just a little bit more awesome.